Straight to the top story at this hour. The Trump administration peace envoy for Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad, has said that although his talks with the Taliban have produced a tentative framework agreement, but negotiations are far from finished. Speaking at the U.S. Institute for Peace in Washington, Khalilzad also added that he hopes a final deal is clinched before Afghanistan's presidential elections in July.
The timing of a peace settlement, from our point of view, is the sooner is better. I have said that although there is an election, I know that makes reaching a peace agreement particularly complicated, but it would be better for Afghanistan if we could get a peace agreement before the election, which is scheduled in July. At the same time, while we would prefer to see an agreement before July, a peace agreement, to bring the Taliban also into the process so that that peace agreement would facilitate a peaceful election or a peaceful framework for proceeding with regard to the future of Afghanistan, but that if there is no progress on the peace track, elections will take place. And we are doing what we can to support the preparations for a credible elections.
Now, Khalilzad, who was a former ambassador to Kabul, also addressed U.S. President Donald Trump's troop withdrawal plans. He said that any U.S. troop withdrawal would be dependent on conditions on the ground and not on any particular timetable. Now, Khalilzad said, and I quote, "My overall goal is at the direction of the President and the Secretary of State not to seek a withdrawal agreement, but a peace agreement," unquote. Now, Khalilzad's comments come after weeks of negotiations with Taliban officials in Doha that have, according to many, yielded moderate progress. Well, but however, many experts suggest that no efforts nor peace will be successful until and unless intra-Afghan talks involving current Afghan officials are set in motion. Last week, unprecedented talks between Taliban officials and senior Afghan officials were held in Moscow. However, the discussions were panned as irrelevant by Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, as they didn't have anyone from the government.